What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my team career mode. Today we are here for this Austrian Grand Prix and it is gonna be a sprint race. So in this before the sprint race we'll be going for some qualifying session. Today here we'll be going to absolutely send it because in the British Grand Prix we achieved some points and we are looking to replicate those points, and so we are just going to send it, but unfortunately you can see we had changed our components but still our team just did not change it. I mean, what the hell, man? Our gearbox is 70% and turbocharger is 65%, so even if we go and do the qualifying laps it will be of no use. So I just go to the garage and change the components. I was like livid at this time because the change of components would have given some advantage to us in the qualifying, so it was unfortunate of us that our team did not change it. And as you can see here, Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton in the top 3 of the Q1 session, and we are at P22 and our teammate is in P21. So not a good qualifying session for our team, but we are looking forward to gain some positions in the sprint race. So we will be doing some R&D upgrades in the meanwhile so that we can compete with the likes of Williams and Aston Martin, and also we are doing some practices so that we can gain those R&D points and improve our car in the meantime. And it will be a dry sprint race and a dry feature race, so there is no scope of rain and we can go with the dry setups as usual. And we are going for this medium strategy, so that, and we are putting some 1.6 laps of extra fuel as Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen are in the top 3 position. As you can see, 5 red lights and away we go for the start of the sprint race at this Austrian weekend. And as you can see, we are just quite far back because obviously we did not get the much needed traction to go, but still we go down the inside of the Williams and Aston Martin and our teammate, and we are trying to gain as many positions as we can. And as you can see, this is a complete traffic jam as Stroll just overtakes us and Latifi is in front of us, and we have to go for the dive bomb, otherwise we will be getting overtaken. And we almost collided with the likes of us, but still we managed to control our car, and now we are at the P17 position and we got a slight bit of collision with Magnussen. So right now we are just trying to gain as many positions as we can, and as you can see, Guanyu Zhou just overtakes us and we go down the inside and the Alfa Romeo of Oscar Piastri locks up, which gives us and to go down the inside of the Aston Martin. And as you can see here, Oscar Piastri is just challenging us. He's just not going to concede the position, and we somehow managed to claim to the P16. So now from here it will be a mammoth of a race, because as you can see here in the lap 2, Lando Norris gets DNF'd. So his engine just blew up in the lap 3 of the race itself. So quite an unfortunate day for the McLaren, and hopefully he can do something in the upcoming feature race. And here in the lap 3 you can see we are just going up the hill and we are taking a position to go down the inside of Magnussen, and we are claiming that position, but still Magnussen has that Haas engine and he also got the DRS, I think. Yes, he has. So he just tried to overtake us, but we go down the inside, and also but we somehow managed to control our car so that we do not get overtaken by Magnussen again. But Magnussen is going around the outside and he's just trying to gain the position back, and he does so. So obviously the Haas is a better car compared to us in the R&D chart upgrade, so we have to be careful of that. As you can see here at the start of the lap 4, we are just quite close to Magnussen and we go down the inside at this turn 1, and we had a slight bit of contact, and but still we get the DRS and overpower the Haas. So it is fair racing, and we also gave him a little bit of space so that he does not collide with us, but somehow we just managed to get some collision. But it is a racing incident, I would say. And as you can see, Alex Albon locks up the hill, so and he also joins the track quite dangerously because he almost got collided with the Haas, and we sense an opportunity to make an overtake on Alex Albon, and so we are just sensing, can we do it? Yes, we go down the inside, we just leave out enough of space, but somehow we just put our car in the grass, which offsets us, but still Alex Albon did not get the much needed traction, so we were able to overtake him. And again in the next lap you can see Albon just tried to go down the inside, but we still managed to control our car, but he gets the DRS and he's just trying to overpower us, but he couldn't. And as you can see here, Yuki Tsunoda gets DNF'd as his engine just blew up. So the AlphaTauri is not having a decent day at this sprint race. So let's see what we can achieve here, as Alex Albon goes down the inside and he also gains locks up. So thank you for that, as the Williams are just locking up every now and then. So we again gain back the position and we also get the DRS. And here in the lap 12 we can see Alex Albon is just trying to go around the outside, and we have somehow managed to go down the inside and leave enough of space, but the Alfa Romeo is just trying to overtake Alex Albon, but he couldn't. As we crossed the line and go into P12, so it was a good sprint race from us because we started in P22 and went to P12. So it was a good race, and our teammate is in P19, so he also picked up 2 positions, and Landon Norris and Yuki Tsunoda got DNF. So this was the sprint race, and I'm hoping that we can continue this momentum in the future race as well. As we'll be going for this medium to hard strategy, and we'll also decrease the fuel load so that we can get the much needed speed. As Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, and Sergio Perez are in the top two of the grid, and Felipe Dragovic is in P18, and since we had to take the engine penalty, we are in P20. And it's 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of the feature race of this Austrian Grand Prix. And as you can see here, we are just gaining so much of traction because we are on the medium tires, and we are just got a decent start, and we just send it, absolute send inside the Magnussen. So yeah, it is hard racing, guys, but we have to do it because otherwise we'll be just losing positions here and then. So we had to take some decent risks so that we can gain some track position, and we are now at P15, and you can see the Williams and Aston Martin are just behind us, and they're just trying to go down the inside, but we also go down the inside of several cars, and we almost collided with the back of the Gasly, but somehow we just managed to control our car. But still the FIA gave us a warning which is not quite ideal, and we also check our vehicle condition, but fortunately we did not get any damage, and we go down the inside of Ocon here at this tricky situation at this turn because it is very understeery, and at the exit you can just go onto the gravel. So it is quite a difficult thing to just control our car because currently we are at the back marker car, and our car does not have the much needed straight line speed. As you can see here, Ocon is just trying to overtake us, but we go down the inside and we claim the position, and we were safe enough because we did not get any damage, and we also did not cause any damage to Ocon. So it was quite a fair racing, but it is also hard racing, and which is necessary in this Austrian circuit because there are 3 DRS trains, and it is very easy to overtake others if you lose the DRS of the cars in front of you. So we have to be assertive, and we just cannot simply ignore the fact that if we do not go for the overtakes, we will be losing the position. So we have to be something of a more serious racer, and we also have to be assertive in the overtakes. And as you can see here in the lap 3, Ocon is just trying to lose the DRS from us, so we are just trying to stick in the DRS of Ocon because recharging the ERS is quite crucial in this track, because obviously we are a back marker and we do not have the capability to recharge our ERS. So the only thing we can do is to stay in the DRS of Ocon, but still Ocon just managed to go past our DRS at the lap 12. So it is a difficult situation, and as you can see here, Charles Leclerc is just behind us, and obviously Leclerc with his powerful Ferrari engine is not a competitor to us, so we let him go, and we just try to stick into the DRS of Leclerc so that we can at least recharge our ERS and battery pack. But we did not, because in the lap 14 itself Leclerc overtook Albon also, so he's 3.5 seconds in front of us, and I thought that because we are losing some time, so let us do some undercut. So we'll be heading into the pits at the start of the lap 15, and we'll be putting on a set of hard tires. So we are just careful at the pit entry so that we do not overspeed, and now it's time to do the hard tires, and we'll be trying to gain the much needed track position by undercutting the other competitors. So let's see what can we achieve. And at the lap 16 you can see there are several cars in the pit, so we have undercut some of the likes of Magnussen and Lance Stroll and Schwartzman. So it was a decent undercut, but still our tire is not quite warm enough. And as you can see here up the hill, Magnussen just tries to overtake us, but we somehow managed to control the outside of the track, and we have to control our position, and we are still P19, and now we are conceding the P20. So we are just going around the outside, and it is wheel to wheel racing at this Red Bull Ring, and it is quite a decent race because obviously this is what is F1 racing, because you have to gain the track position by just overtaking the other cars, and you also have to defend the position. So it is a very crucial race for us because obviously we are on a high after gaining some points in the British Grand Prix, so we are trying to gain some more track position so that we can gain some much needed sponsorships from our sponsors, and we can also upgrade our facilities because that is very much needed. And as you can see here again at this turn, Magnussen was trying to go down the inside, but we somehow managed to control our car around the outside of the Steelen Mountain, and we are just gaining the positions. But still it is a very good race because as you can see, Magnussen is not allowing to gain away from us. So, and we also had to put our car on the gravel, which just offsets our momentum. And now you can see here that both Haas cars are just behind us, and we are just going around the outside. Yes, around the outside we go around the Magnussen, and we are just claiming the P13 position. So now it is a game. It is a game of just able to defend our position because still there are 15 laps to go. And as you can see here, the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo So the McLaren is doing two stops. I mean, this is just crazy. He started on the softs and then went to mediums, and now he's going to hard tires. So I don't know what the McLaren strategy is, but it is quite not the thing which is possible here at this Austrian Grand Prix, because a one stop it is perfectly doable, and maybe they have some other plans, so we will see at the end of the race. And lap 24, you can see Piastri overtook us, but again we were just able to brake our car brilliantly so that we can go down the inside of Piastri, and now Piastri is coming into the force from the Haas team. So now we are going around the outside, because I think going around the outside at this turn is very crucial, because we'll be gaining the much needed momentum, and we'll also having some leeway to adjust our car, because obviously it is causing some understeer and oversteer. So we can see what we can achieve from here at the lap 26. As you can see here, the Haas of Schumacher overtook us, but we again claim the position down the inside. The McLaren is just trying to overtake us. So Daniel Ricciardo obviously is a brilliant driver, and he just goes down the inside, and we leave him just enough of space, and he also leaves us just enough of space to put one wheel onto the track, and he just overtook us. But I was thinking at this point that since the McLaren is obviously superior car compared to us, so I would have to just stick into the DRS of Daniel Rick. So I was thinking that if I can just stick into the DRS, I can be able to gain away from the likes of Guan Yu Zhou and Schumacher, and I will also be able to recharge my ERS. As you can see, we are just 12% ERS we are having in our battery pack. This is the moment I saw that it is an opportunity for us to gain away from the likes of Guan Yu Zhou. So as you can see here, the Aston Martin of Guan Yu Zhou gets DNF'd. Guan Yu Zhou is having some torrid season with this Aston Martin team, because in the Imola Grand Prix also he had DNF'd and engine issues, and here at this Austrian Grand Prix also he got DNF'd. And as Max Verstappen rounds the final corner, he wins the Austrian Grand Prix. So it's a perfect weekend for Max Verstappen, as he won the sprint race also, and he also won the feature race. And Sergio Perez goes into P2, and we are just trying to gain controller position as we do some power slides, and we cross the line in V13. So it was a difficult race for us, but we were able to control our car, as Lando Norris gets the driver of the day, because obviously started from the back of the grid and he claimed some beautiful positions. So Verstappen, Perez and Sainz gets the podium place, and Pierre Gasly gets into P9, and we are at P13. Our teammate is not having some beautiful races because he's in P21, so he went back. Charles Leclerc is taking the lead of the championship from Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen, so it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the start, and it is also Ferrari leading the championship. So it is quite a wonderful Grand Prix for us, because obviously for me it was a good Grand Prix, but for our teammate it did not, as we also resigned the contract with our teammate, so that he'll be signing in for the rest of the season as well. And we are also improving some facilities in the powertrain aerodynamic sections, and we also choose Lance Stroll as our rival. So this was quite a brilliant Grand Prix, I would say, from the perspective of gaining some much needed track positions. And right now we'll be going and developing some R&D upgrades for the next race, which will be at France. So thank you guys for watching this video, and we will meet you again in the next video, which is at France. So till then, peace, and do subscribe the channel.